What is up? It is Jordan from By 9 to 5 helping you say goodbye to your 9 to 5. And today I'm going to talk a lot about when you should quit your job and, what kind of thought process you go through when deciding to quit your job. I've had a lot of students tell me they're going to quit their job, and not even students. I've had a lot of just people on YouTube comments saying they're going to quit their job. In my opinion, sometimes a little too early. I was very smart about when I did that, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to talk about a lot of things about that and some of my history and all of that. It's been a while since I've posted a video. I've actually been in Ohio on vacation in Cincinnati. I've always wanted to go to a pro tennis tournament, and so I shared with some of my students on Facebook, in our Facebook group, some pictures of that I took that I was there, but I got to see like Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, Serena Williams, Juan Del Potro, all kinds of guys. Unfortunately, Nadal dropped out right before the tournament, so I didn't get to see him. And Andy Murray lost the first round, so I didn't get to see him either. But I'm a big tennis fan. I play tennis, and like I'm in a tennis league here in my city. So I, always wanted to see what it looked like to see pro tennis. And not only that, I got to see it from the front row on multiple days. All because, I've made enough money now that I can basically go on any vacation I want. I can basically spend as much as I want on any tickets. No sitting in the nosebleeds for me. Pretty much always can sit in the front row. And then since I don't have a job or anything, I don't have to worry about taking time off. And I can pretty much just go spend as long as I want there. And I could also continue to go other places after whatever I'm going to is done as well, on the way or on the way back or whatever. Basically, I'm free to do whatever I want. And the coolest part is, no matter how much money I spend on any trip, I will always come back with more than I spent, which is really freaking cool. It's basically at this point impossible for me to spend enough money on a trip in a day that I won't at least make that much back. Or pretty much always every day I end up making more back than what I spent on vacation, which is really, really freaking cool, and it opens up a ton of opportunities. So, basically, what I'm going to talk about here is, so I've had a few jobs. I haven't had a ton of jobs. I've basically always tried to find my way not to get jobs. I didn't start working until like right after high school. My first job was at Sears. And I was holiday help for Sears, and man, 4 hours felt like 20 at Sears, like literally just folding clothes all day, and that frickin' sucked. That was terrible. I hated that. Pretty much hated every job I've ever had, actually. But so I worked at Sears, and then they let me go at the end because I was just holiday help, and no matter how well you did, they were gonna let go of you at the end. So that was my first kind of experience, and then after that, I went, and the next summer I ended up working at Buffalo Wild Wings. And so what I used to do was, instead of trying to get jobs, especially jobs that are paying minimum wage, is like it wasn't even worth my time to go work minimum wage because your first couple jobs, obviously that's what it's going to be. You're close to it, which at the time was like $7.50 an hour. They're starting to raise it now, but that wasn't even worth it. Like I lived like half an hour away. Pretty much spent all my money on driving to work and then like buying lunch while I was there or whatever, so I could get out of wherever I was for a little bit and then driving back home. Pretty much cost all your money. So it's kind of a freaking waste of time. So I started donating plasma. So I did that for 2 or 3 years, and they pay you like 50 a week, 60 a week, something like that. I ended up with a little tiny scar there. As you can see there, it kind of looks like a hole, but it's not actually. But yeah, so that kind of sucks. I have that forever now. But hey, I did that for like 2 or 3 years, so I didn't have to work. Because at the time, that's pretty close to what you get just working 4-hour shifts at Sears or Buffalo Wild Wings or whatever. So the next summer, I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings before I left for Iowa State University. So again, hated that. And it was pretty crappy hours. You're usually working a lot of Friday nights and Saturday nights and stuff when you want to be out with friends having fun. So that sucked too. And so I quit that obviously because I went to college, and I didn't get a job in college. I just kind of borrowed on my like loans or whatever, so I wouldn't have to work there either. Because I wanted to focus on school and kind of just having a good time in college while I was there and not worrying about money or anything. I didn't really have to. They had meal plans there, and I was borrowing money to live there and all that, so I didn't really worry about getting a job there either. After I got out of school, I didn't have a master's degree yet, so I just had a psychology degree, which of course in school they always tell you It doesn't matter what degree you get, you can still get a job doing whatever you want. And since I didn't really know what I wanted to do, I just, got a psych degree because I was interested in it. And then, of course, at the end, you find out, oh, okay, psych degree doesn't actually get me anything. They're freaking lying. They just want my money. Because at the end of the day, what you need to look at is college is a business, and that's all it is. It's just a business trying to make money like any other business. So colleges will get as many students in there as they can. Of course, they make it look prestigious by saying they won't let in anybody. And as long as you're not getting D's and F's, they're going to let you in, and they're going to take your money from you. And they're going to tell you whatever you want to hear. If that's, oh, you can get a job in freaking, just taking general eds, they're going to tell you that just so they can get your money. So keep that in mind as well. They're not out for your best interest. They're only out for their own. It is a business. So keep that in mind before you go to college. Not that it can always be a bad thing. You can get a lot of good paying jobs, and if you look at the statistics, obviously people who have degrees end up making more money usually than people that don't, if you want to enter the workforce. And then after that, so I ended up being a mailman for a while. So I did that for a while, about 3 months, but after it was literally 6 days a week, like 60 hours a week, walking in the middle of the summer, getting lost every day because you get a different route every day. So, I mean, it was kind of fun, but it got really, really draining really quickly. So I ended up quitting that and going back to school. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get my master's degree. So I got accepted to a pretty prestigious program. They only let in 12 people out of, they had like 80 applicants or something like that. They only let in 12. I was one of them. So I got my business psychology degree after that. Then I entered working for First Data. I did that for about 2.5, 3 years, something like that. First as an intern, and then so this was the big decision. I was making $46,000 a year, which was good enough. I paid all of my, paid everything that I needed basically. But I started getting really drained because you only get 2 weeks off a year, and I'm a guy that wants to go travel. Like, you only live one time, and a lot of times I just felt like I was sitting in a cube wasting my life away basically. Like, man, looking at all these things I want to do, all these things I'd like to, do besides being here, and I can't do any of them. And so what it comes down to is, my advice would be to quit your job as soon as you are able to consistently make enough money on your own to quit, okay? If you're going from job to job, obviously, if you're not happy in your job, you should get out as soon as you can and find something else, okay? As long as you can find another job that pays you the same amount, if you're not happy where you are, just go find something else and try something else, okay? You'll learn some new skills. You'll be able to do something different, get out of that environment, meet some new people, learn some new skills, and maybe you'll like it better. But do not waste away in a job that you absolutely hate, okay? So if you haven't found a way online to make enough money to quit yet, at least jump jobs, or at least see what else is out there and do some interviews and stuff, because you shouldn't waste any of your life, which I wasted way too long of my life in that job that I did not like for about 3 years, right? It makes you depressed, it makes you, it makes all your relationships suck because you're just such in a bad mood whenever you get home. So, if you're not happy where you are, definitely go find something else, okay? But for a lot of you, your goal is to make enough money online to quit, which I have been blessed to be able to do. Everything that I do, my courses, my Shopify, my YouTube, all of those things alone make me, about freaking at least what I was making in a year at First Data. Okay, so Shopify makes me more than I make in a year at First Data. YouTube, reposting those videos and putting ads on them makes me more than I make in a month at First Data, and then my courses make me as much as I make in a month at First Data. So I have not even just a month, but so my advice is not if you can make a year's salary in a month, it's can you at least make a year's salary back? If you can prove after like at least 3 or 4 months that you can actually make enough money, if you can make the same amount of money in a job as you can, without a job every month, that's when you should quit, and not until you've proven you can do it and gotten it in your bank account, okay? Because you don't want to quit your job with barely any money, assuming you're going to, kill it in Shopify, or assuming you're going to kill it with YouTube, putting ads on videos and reposting them. assuming that your courses are going to sell. Whatever it is, you don't want to assume that, okay? Until you're able to prove. I know it's hard to do because you get in that mindset of, oh man, what would be better than quitting your job, right? And and I felt that way too, but until I actually made something work, which first of all was YouTube. Reposting YouTube videos was the first one I did that made me money. After I did that continuously and made that work, then I really started thinking about quitting my job. And so then, but I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket either, so I still didn't quit. Okay, after I was, making 30 to 40,000 a month reposting YouTube videos and putting ads on them, I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket because all it takes is your channel getting removed and boom, you're back to making no money, right? Which depending on how, like if I was able to, continue to make 30 to 40,000 a month for, 3 or 4 months, it's like even if that did happen, who cares? Because that's at this point 3 or 4 years of what I would have made working at First Data. So I'm still way ahead to the point where I could quit and I have enough money in my bank that it wouldn't even. At that point, you definitely should quit your job because I am a big believer in a lot of the conspiracy theories that are out there. I do believe that our government and the people that are, the elites, is what they call them, want you in a job. They want you in a job. They want you to be miserable. They want you to be poor. They don't want you to work for yourself. That's why they take more taxes out of people who work for themselves because they don't want you. They want you in their system. Their system is literally to, make you work really long hours. Make you drained, make you miserable, so that when you get home, you don't do anything ambitious. All you do is sit in front of a TV where they feed you nonsense and radio and TV and movies and stuff, where they teach you nonsense and pretty much brainwash you if you look this stuff up subliminally. And so that's what they want you to spend all day doing. Okay, and then they want you to get sick and they want you to take their medicine and their vaccinations and all that crap, and that's what they want you to do. You're going to be a lot healthier, a lot happier, a lot more motivated if you're able to quit your job because you're going to get out of that 9 to 5 grind. You're going to be able to go on a vacation whenever you want to. You're going to have more time to work out, more time to eat healthy, more time to do all these things. But what else you're going to have time to do is work on more things. So I didn't build a course until after I quit my job. Okay, I always knew, that I knew enough that I could sell a course on it, right? But I didn't build a course because I didn't want to do it when I got home from work. I didn't want to build a course, it takes too much time. So as soon as I quit my job, then I had all this free time. Like now it's time to build a course. So I built a Shopify course, and that brought me, another almost yearly salary every month. Then I added the YouTube course, and that did the same exact thing. And so basically, you're able to. And then I started doing ads. I started working with, putting Facebook ads on my, courses and channels, and doing the same thing with AdWords and learning all those type of things. Basically, once you do quit your job, you're going to be able to spend so much time either building the businesses you already have to higher levels, or you're going to have time to add more income streams. Okay, and that's something you're not going to have time to do working a job. You'll be able to do either YouTube or Shopify. You'll be able to get that going while you're working or whatever. I was able to do it while I was at work a lot of times on the work computer, but you'll be able to have enough time to do that when you get home from work. At least that's where you have to be motivated because it's going to be hard to come home from work and do more work. But you need to keep your eye on the prize. The main goal is that at some point you're going to be able to quit your job and you're going to have freedom to not go to work anymore and to go on vacation whenever you want and to make more money on vacation than you spend on vacation. Okay, so that's what you need to keep in mind when you're doing these things because it's worth it, guys. It is worth it to put in the work in the first few months, first year, in order to be able to quit your job because there literally is nothing better than quitting your job. But don't do it too early. You need to prove that you can make the same amount at least that you're making at your current job. Until you can do that consistently, and I would recommend until you're able to do that consistently with 2 different income streams so that if one goes away, you still have another. And then, of course, how much you have saved up in your bank account makes a difference as well. If you have 6 to 12 months of expenses saved up, and my job did something that set me off in that day because they kept making me work 7 days a week. And so one weekend I'm like, okay, what if I have plans this weekend? I don't want to work. I don't want to work 7 days. You've been doing this for 3 or 4 months. And they're like, oh, well, it's mandatory. I go, oh, really? Is it mandatory? So then that night I sent them an email and I never came back again. And that's like a big job. Like it's, business analyst job, work for a business, and I just, Yeah, I just left because like I don't need you guys. And then what I did is I left and I started working on my businesses even more. Added another income stream and it blew up instantly. And I'm set, man. And I'm set. And I'm continuing to grow on all of those and learning new things like stocks and things like that as I go because I have all the time in the world. Started going to the gym more. Started eating healthier. Started going on vacations. Everything is better, man. And so you'll be able to do so many more things. You'll be healthier. You will, be able to go on a vacation whenever you want to wherever you want for as long as you want. You don't have to, and you're so much less stressed out because you have like plenty of money. You don't have anyone telling you what to do literally ever. You don't have to do things that you think are stupid, that people tell you have to do that you don't want to do. You never have to do that again. You don't have to worry about making some boss happy. You don't have to worry about kissing someone's butt. It's all on you. You do what you want. You do it when you want to do it. You work when you want. If I wanted to drop everything, go on a month vacation, I would do that. And when I get back, I'm gonna have more money than what I spent. I'm gonna have probably double, triple, quadruple the money that I spent while I was on vacation, and that is the ultimate freedom, guys. And I could work from vacation too if I wanted to. I usually use that time to unwind, so I don't usually post videos and stuff while I'm on vacations. But I use that time personally to rejuvenate and unwind. But you could work on vacation. You could take a year-long vacation, and you could work on vacation, and you'll guarantee that you're gonna make 5 times what you make on a day of vacation, and come back with way more money than when you left, no matter how much you spend. And it's the ultimate freedom. But don't quit your job until you at least can prove that you can make, at least with one, hopefully with 2 different income streams, as much as you are making in your current position. And don't worry about, but in the future I might get this, raise at work, or I might get a promotion. I've seen so many guys, at least in my company, walked out the door after 20, 30 years, okay? They don't want to pay you too much. So if you start getting up the ranking enough, you start climbing the ladder enough, they'll just get rid of you and find someone else that will do it for less money. And that's what they do. So some people I saw spend their whole life working up the ladder. As soon as they got to a certain level, they just got walked out the door. So nothing's ever guaranteed, no matter how much butt you kiss, no matter how hard you work. It's never guaranteed that they're going to give you a promotion or any of those things. So you might work your life away for 20 or 30 years doing everything they tell you to do, going to all these extra after work meetings and gatherings and client meetings and all this crap. And at the end, you might not get anything except walking papers, okay? And you spent 20, 30 years doing that, okay? With this, you're going to make, at this point, I'm making, a ridiculous amount. Like, I'm making, like, freaking, it's insane. Like 10, 20 years of work every like 6 months. I don't even know. I haven't done the math on how many years of work it is or whatever. But it's just a ridiculous amount. Like it would have took me like freaking 10, 15, 20 years already to make what I've already made. And it was not like I had a joke job either, So and if you can get this stuff going before you go to college, I would start suggesting not going to college. You can always go back, and at that point, you can save enough money to not have to take out loans because interest rates are ridiculous on student loans. So try to get this stuff going if you're still a student or whatever. Try to get this stuff going before you even go to college, and then just focus on this, and then you can make a way different decision. Okay, because as a high schooler, you're usually going from McDonald's to a business job or whatever. So of course it's going to be a good decision. But if you're able to make this kind of money, more money than most adults make, then you can really reevaluate and just continue to milk this for as long as you can. And then it doesn't even matter if you have a degree or not, right? And then if you decide you don't want to do online stuff anymore, then you can from there decide, okay, now I'm going to go back to college, but I'm going to use the money that's already in my bank, and I don't even have to pay any interest on it or anything like that. So hopefully it's kind of helped you guys out. Don't quit your job too soon. I've seen a lot of people that say they have no money saying they're going to quit their job to make this stuff work. You need to have the motivation to do this stuff while you're working until you can get it going, okay? Because that's a bad way to get into a bad situation, all right? So make sure you've proven, don't quit your job until, and then, so I didn't quit until I decided that my job was actually interfering with making more money. At the point where I was like, you know what, I can make way more money if I quit. If I quit, I can make way more money because my job is getting in the way at this point, and it's becoming a burden. it's becoming a detractor from making some real money. That's when I decided to quit. And then at that point, you can quit. You can go on vacations. You can have fun. You can do whatever you want to do all the time. And you can also build more businesses, work harder on your businesses. You have free time to do that. And then from there, your life's going to be so much better, guys. So hopefully this helped you out. A lot of people ask me when I should quit my job or should I quit my job and things like that. So hopefully this answers some of your guys' questions. And that's it for this one. Let me know what else you guys would like to hear from me in the comments. And what position are you guys in? Do you guys like your job? I want to know, what job are you guys doing? Do you like your job? What's your ultimate goal? What job do you want to do? Is it online marketing? Is it some type of job that you're aspiring to get? I want to know in the comments. Let me know if you guys lasted the whole 20 minutes. All right, I'm out. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace.